for our just due. And our just due is for what we work for and we're entitled to. So forward ever, backward never.
Thank you very much, Comrade Lex Lovell. And as we move along, let me call immediately the President of NATUC and also the President of SWWTU. Let's call on Comrade Michael Nelson.
Morning, comrades and brothers.
Morning.
First, on behalf of the National Trade Union Center, let me extend our solidarity and support. And more importantly, on behalf of the Seamen and Waterfront Workers Trade Union, let me extend our solidarity, greetings and support. As I speak to you, I want to welcome the comrades from the Pointillés branch. We have the comrades from the security section. We have comrades from the Port of Spain port. All right, and that is critical because we have concluded in our minds that we will do whatever is necessary to ensure that the national port is not used as a vehicle or a mechanism to break this strike.
Yeah.
And we have to have... Let me assure you, efforts have been made by the management of TCL in order to convince the national ports management to use the ports as a means of bringing in the cement. We have made it clear that any attempts to do that will result in a total shutdown of the two ports. We have expressed and we have warned the management, do not walk that particular road and let better sense prevail, because on a principle, regardless of what union or what worker is involved in a strike, no union must be allowed to use the workers from a particular union to break the strike of that other union. That is a fundamental international principle, and it is a principle that we will support, and we will do whatever is necessary to ensure that that is respected by the management of the national ports. Having said that, comrades, I work with the seafarers to the core. It is necessary, and I have been having talks with the International Transport Federation to see how best we can assist the strike in terms of vessels that may come to the docks here that may have seamen that is covered by the ITF. We are part of the ITF, they have been sensitized, and rest assured, if any vessels that come here where we can assist in terms of getting the seamen to turn the vessel away, we are prepared to do that, and we have notified the International Transport Federation as it relates to that. And we have been trying to have talks with our brothers of the islands in order to see how best they can assist this struggle. I do not want to get too deep into that because the comrades and myself, we have been talking and we have been strategizing, and therefore all I want to say is a word to the wise is sufficient. And let me end by saying, comrades, I was disturbed when senior management of a company can go on the press and deem workers as terrorists in Trinidad and Tobago. That is a statement that every worker in Trinidad and Tobago must take offense against. That is a statement. That is a statement that after when this is ended, and it will end successfully, that we must confront that manager and deal with that manager and let him and the terrorist that we are talking about is not what he wants to make the public believe, but is one that will speak to that if you cannot respect us, we cannot work with you. And that is a fight that every union must support TCL workers that hold up to as it relates to that particular issue. Because if you allow a manager to get away with those kind of behavior and those kind of statements in this modern industrial relation time, well, then we'll be shooting ourselves in our foot. And every manager must know from henceforth that any kind of the statements of that nature will be challenged by the trade union movement. That's right. Finally, brothers and sisters, we know that the struggle is long. We know that there will be stumbling blocks, and we know that nothing comes easy. And I always say that if our foreparents had given up, we would not have had the abolition of slavery. Yeah. If we had given up, we would not have had a black man as a president in the United States of America. If Butler and them had given up, we wouldn't have reached where we have reached today. And the point that I want to make is that it's only by struggle, it's only by concerted effort, it is only by focus, and it's only by us coming together as a class and as a people could we succeed. Nothing will come without struggle for workers in Trinidad and Tobago. And comrades, keep up the struggle. You have our support, and we will continue supporting, because your failure will be our failure, and your victory will be our victory. So we have to support.
Take a little physical pause for the repositioning of the microphone stand. All right, as we move along, and I want the public through the media to take note of what has been said and what has not been said. At the critical moment, certain things would happen, and that's as much as I want to say about that now, right now. Thank you very much for the support coming from SWWTU, Comrade Addison. As we move along, let me call to address you here this morning, Comrade Job, President of TUTA. Comrade Job.
Thank you very much, Comrade. As I listen to my brothers, and I hope the sisters will come to, you know, I began to ponder. Years ago, you may not have found a teachers' union in a struggle like this. But thank God for our brothers and sister trade unions who would have encouraged us to ensure that we would be a voice, and a powerful voice, where worker education and worker needs and so on are concerned. We in TUTA stand in solidarity with the workers of TCL at this time. And not only TUTA, I can say for sure that internationally, I represent a body called Education International. I'm a member of the executive board of that organization, which is the umbrella body for all teacher unions, as I said, with 13 million members. And I can speak for them that they are in solidarity with this strike. I can also say that as past president of the Caribbean Union of Teachers, with its 70,000 members, they are in solidarity with the workers of TCL. Colleagues, I want you all to continue to stand tall. Stand tall. They will come at you with everything they have, but I'm sure with the worker determination, the workers, the anger, it's there also, it's there, and you have to let it out, but maybe in a way that can be understood by them, right? So colleagues, I urge you, don't give up, never give up. Our young ones are watching, and I wish I could have seen some more young faces here today. We have to talk to them. We have to talk to them. I am worried about that. I am worried about that. That we are not seeing enough of our young people involved in the trade union movement. So I'm saying to you, you have to tell them that this struggle and the struggles that went before are very significant to the development of Trinidad and Tobago. So TCL workers, we know you are important to this economy. You got to stand up tall, and for those who are playing the fool out there, try to get them back inside and talk some sense into the head to make sure that the workers of TCL win this struggle today, and of course for the future. Again, let me on behalf of 16,000 teachers of Trinidad and Tobago, 30 million teachers of Education International, wish you solidarity and of course the best of success in your struggle at this time.
Thank you very much, Comrade Job, President of TUTA. Comrades, Communication Workers Union, they are present here, and as I mentioned earlier on, through their president, they are going to pledge their solidarity and support. So let me, without any further delay, ask to come to the microphone, Comrade Joe Remy.
Yes.
Communication Workers.
Morning, comrades.
Morning.
Yeah, we need to be a little more lively. Morning, comrades. Morning. That's much better. That's done much better. Comrades, I want to touch on a few issues briefly. The first thing is that the CW once again commits itself to lending whatever support is necessary to this particular struggle. And I want to also make mention that Phyton, the umbrella body for which the CW and OWT belongs to, is also extending solidarity to the TCL workers. And we are asking that the TCL workers continue along that progressive line that we have always articulated in our defense and our advancement for workers' cause, because we are convinced that this is a just struggle. And just this morning, I was listening to the president of the ECA and the Industrial Relations Advisor to the Chamber, I think, Mr. Ken Dalip. Is the most despicable display of anti-worker sentiments I've ever heard from anybody this morning. And he was saying, he was making the point that the company should be held accountable for engaging in negotiations with the union, because they should not have engaged in negotiations with the union because of the state that TCL is in at this time. So he was saying they were wrong to even start to negotiate with you all. They should never have collective bargaining. To us, we should condemn Mr. Dalip in the most strong and stringent manner, because you see, that is the continuing disrespect and contempt that they have for working class people in Trinidad and Tobago. But there was no mention by Mr. Dalip of the anti-consumer practices that the business people have been engaging in since the strike start. Cement has continually gone up in terms of price. $120 now for a bag of cement. 160 now. Well, I thought 120 was high. Well, they're going to 160. And you know what the problem I'm having? The TCL management have been saying over and over that they have production taking place, that they have cement that they're importing. Then what is the rationale for the increase in the price of cement when you're saying and you're boasting that you have this thing under control? Somebody, and nobody is belting the cat of those employers. Nobody is making an issue with the supermarket owners and the hardware owners who are continually raising their prices. But once the worker engage in a particular kind of struggle, there is always condemnation. We want to say for the CW and Phyton, we condemn Mr. Dalip, and he better don't cross the path of the Phyton. We also want to implore TCL workers. There is a manager in TCL. Mr. Johnson is his name? Keith Johnson left telephone company under the most corrupt circumstances. Let's make it clear to you. And you must ask him why it is he's not working in the telephone company anymore. He was engaged in all kind of nefarious practices, and they boot him out. They boot him out, But he's still doing it. Well, we need to put it in the public domain that the man who is posing as a human resource manager is the worst thing when it comes to those kind of underhand practices. And we need to make the public know that, because he can't come and tell us anything, because we know his track record in the telephone company. And we know why he left, and he's hiding under the mask of TAS, some false qualification. That is why he's working at TCL. We need to expose those things. We need to expose those things. We must tell them that. And I don't care, they can come and bring all kind of libel action. We must tell them like it is, because they are the ones who are oppressing and exploiting workers on a continual basis.